Michigan Magazine is kept on the road by our many Michigan friends. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare, a winning combination. Cops and Donuts. Your northern experience is never complete without a stop at the historic Ma Dieters of Luzerne. Enjoy the ambiance inside or outside on the huge patio area. Order from the complete menu with entrees served hot, fresh, and good. Come experience Ma Dieters in the heart of God's country, Luzerne, Michigan. On this week's Michigan Magazine, we step back in time with elementary students at a pioneering museum in northern Michigan, giving the kids a chance to see life without computers, iPads, iPhones, or console video games. It's school days at the museum. Then recently, you may have recalled introducing you to the world of geocaching with basic tips from Michigander and GeoSnippets host Andy Smith. Today, Andy heads to North Carolina to meet up with the Frey family for some extreme family geocaching, proving that this pastime can be enjoyed by the whole family. Stay tuned, it's coming up on Michigan Magazine. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare, what began as a crazy idea among 9 police officers to purchase the historic Clare City Bakery quickly became an international phenomenon, carrying on a Michigan tradition with delicious donuts, pies, pastries, breads, original coffee, and more, plus a full menu at the new adjacent traffic stop diner. Downtown Clare, a winning combination. Cops and Donuts. Rose Valley Winery on Beechwood Road in Rose City. See what thousands are raving about, creating a delicious variety of award-winning Michigan wines. Stop by and taste for yourself. The taste of Michigan is yours at Rose Valley Winery. It was a beautiful late spring day as hundreds of students from area elementary schools converged on Steiners Pioneering Museum, located on M33 between Fairview and Cummins in Oscoda County. This museum's future was recently in question until an active local group spearheaded a movement to save it from permanent closure. The visit by area students was a type of celebration of the museum's reopening. Area author and historian Nelson Yoder explains.
We're having school days as a result of the Steiners Museum being reopened after being closed for about 2.5 years. And we thought this might be a good way to reintroduce it to the community, to have the school children come out and see some demonstrations using the old tools and the old equipment that are displayed at the museum.
Oh, I see. Now, Steiners Museum is a kind of a logging museum?
It's pioneer and logging museum.
From what area does this cover as far as?
Well, Oscoda County, Fairview, Mayo, Cummins, and probably everywhere where the Loud Lumber Company had some interest in the beginning.
I see. We have kids from all over. We've got schools from where? Lewiston, Mayo?
Mayo, Fairview, and Lewiston today.
Goodness.
And some homeschool students.
But you've got a lot of cooperation inside the museum, too. People are giving displays.
Oh,
How did you coordinate? How did this come together?
Well, a lot of telephone calls.
People actually can relate to some of these things that they see in there. We've got demonstrations going on?
Yes. We have people who remember how to repair shoes or sharpen tools or grind grain or spin wool or quilt quilts. Yes.
And you're very adept at making soap, right?
Well, that's a hobby that I enjoy, yes.
And I see that we've got some kids coming out here to take a look at your next demonstration. So we know what it's all about. Let's see what happens when you make a little soap here.
Okay, we have the next group. What we're doing here is making soap the old-fashioned way. Probably the way your great-great-grandmother or maybe your great-grandmother, maybe even your grandmother.
This day was a day when our future held hands with our past. Nearly 700 kids listened intently to Nelson as he explained the way soap was made. They continued to trek into the past as they filed past exhibits and talked with area craftspeople who answered the many questions the kids were so anxious to ask. There were quilters, spinners, rug crocheters. Delicious homemade soup was even made, being cooked slowly on a wood-burning stove. There was even an old-fashioned telephone switchboard and a telephone. The kids could place calls to the other end of the museum. The kids' attention was captured by those volunteer adults who took the time to create and forge a vital link connecting the past to their future. Hundreds of displays of days gone by were at their arm's length for them to explore. One of the museum highlights is an actual one-room log schoolhouse that was first built over 100 years ago. Within these 4 walls, generations of Oscoda County children received their first formal education. Through the help of volunteers like Mrs. Velma Esch, Today's students were given a taste of what it may have been like going to school in the late 1800s.
We're ready to have class now, and you need to be sure and come in quietly and take a seat. I'll ring the bell as you come
in. I'll tell you, my name is Mrs. Etch, and the teacher back there is Mrs. Booth. Pam Booth, and I'm Velma Etch. And you all know Mrs. Longacre at Fairview School, or Miles School, and I'm her mom. I taught for 27 years, and when I used to teach here, I would come out here one day a week, or one day a year, and sometimes we had a class for a whole day. I brought my second grade class out here. We had a lot of fun. And the girls would wear long dresses and sunbonnets. And we made ice cream one time, loose bubbles, all kinds of things. But today you've got to do it quite fast because there's so many of you. Now I was just saying that the first teacher in this school was Nellie Howell Burnham, and they called her Miss Howell. I think that's a neat name. And then Helen Fowler Wright was the last teacher. The school building is 108 years old. It was started in 1885. And I'm told there's one school, one building in this county that is older than that, one school building. And it's now used for something, another purpose, and I don't remember what that one was. And these are the names of some of the children. Now we put some rules on the board. That might have been. We don't know what rules they have here, but this is one. Come into the school quietly. And you did that. Take your seats at once. Do that. Always raise your hand to speak. No whispering or talking to others. No pulling braids or poking. And no carving on the desks. Check and see if anybody did. You see those round holes come out like that? Those were ink wells. Kids will use ink. And the girls had in front of them was a braid. A lot of the girls wore braids in their hair. Long braids would sometimes stick their hair in there. The boys would sometimes stick their hair in there. Walk up to the front. Okay, and stand there. Now you're going to have to do your lesson. Now I'm going to give you a spelling test this morning. You are to spell Mayo Asabo.
Me?
Yes.
I don't know how.
All right, spell it, please.
Capital M-I-O, capital A-U, capital S-A-B-L-E.
Fine. Now I'm going to give you a math question. 9 times 9.
81.
10 times 4.
40.
7 times 6.
42.
Great. You rise. Pass.
Okay, class is over.
Thank you very much.
This was only a taste of what it may have been like back then, a rare experience for many children of our state, to touch a part of Michigan history being preserved in an area museum setting. This 1885 log schoolhouse was called the North Fairview School, and in recent years was moved onto the Steiners Museum property to be preserved forever for future generations to enjoy. Such seems to be the case throughout Michigan, people seeming to be organizing more and more to pull together to save our historic landmarks and museums. The Steiners Museum is a shining example of how our past was saved for future appreciation by a local group that saved the facility from being sold in bankruptcy proceedings. The museum is now officially a public facility and once again open to the public. Local museums like Steiners are proving to be a vital part of communities throughout the state, and as proven here by school days, a rich reservoir of knowledge for area schools to drink from. When one knows where one comes from, only then can an intelligent decision be made in where one will go. That sounds rather cliche, but we at Michigan Magazine have found that when visiting an area of our state for the first time, it's a must to make one of your first stops the area local museum to find out more about the community's origin and almost certain proud past. From local museums like Wakefield's Historical Museum in the Upper Peninsula, or the regional museums like Alpena's impressive Jesse Besser Museum, an almost certain deeper appreciation for the community you visit will develop. You'll find Michigan area museums both fascinating and thought-provoking. From the unique museum ship Valley Camp in Sault Ste. Marie, or the actual World War II submarine turned museum, USS Silversides in Muskegon, to the less visited Mormon Print Shop Museum on Beaver Island, and countless other community museums. Michigan history will come alive and be more interesting if you come face to face with what you may have only read about. If your community doesn't have an area museum, why not you yourself get the ball rolling? No matter how small your community, the stories your area history will tell will undoubtedly make for interesting displays and a deeper appreciation for your area, from the youngsters as well as young adults and students. Again, Michigan Magazine commends those in the Ascota County area for reawakening their area history through concerted efforts of school officials, local historians, citizens, and local groups like Friends for the Arts and Humanities, Friends for Steiners Museum, and the Steiners Museum Commission, all with a positive integration of the museum facilities into area school district curriculum. It makes for an unbeatable team effort for the preservation and appreciation of area history. Steiners Museum is located just north of Fairview on M33, approximately halfway between Cummins and Fairview. School Days was a huge success this year at Steiners Museum, and plans are being made for a second one next year, possibly this time inviting even more area school districts and allowing for more than one day for excursions and tours, all with many more exhibitors and craftsmen. When you see children's attention riveted on a subject, and that subject happens to be Michigan history, then someone's doing something right. Michigan Magazine salutes School Days and those volunteers that made it a reality at Steiners Pioneering Museum of Ascota County. Michigan Magazine is being brought to you in part by Clemix Sales and Service on Mapes Road, west of Mile, your complete recreational vehicle sales and service connection. Visit their beautiful showroom of new and pre-owned ATVs, lawnmowers, power equipment, snowmobiles, utility vehicles, and more. Clemix Sales and Service is also the home of the American-made Victory motorcycle line on display at Clemix on Mapes Road, Mile. The Michigan-made rebounding mailbox pole. Never again worry about the winter snowplow taking out your mailbox with this ingenious rebounding pole. Your mailbox takes a hit and keeps coming back year after year. Call now or visit their website, toughmailboxes.com. Luzerne Express Campground is the premier campground with everything to make your northern adventure complete. Modern and rustic campsites, equestrian campers welcome, a huge market with bakery and deli, nearby RV, hiking, and horse trails, along with a complete canoe, raft, and kayak rental. Visit us online, then call for more information and reserve your spot today. Get your immunizations now at Rose City Drug, your one-stop pharmacy, home health care, and medical supply outlet, offering a variety of on-site immunizations. Walk-ins are of course welcome. Call now for more information.
Welcome to Wilmington, North Carolina, right off the ocean. Today we're going to meet up with the Frey Girls, Michelle, Catherine, and Charlotte, amazing geocachers who are going to take us on a 1-mile hike to an ultimate geocache. I was able to catch up with them and ask them some questions. Here's what they had to say. How long, Michelle, have you guys been geocaching?
We've been geocaching for, 6 years.
Wow. And roughly, how many geocaches have you found?
Oh, well over 1,000.
Wow. That's excellent.
Yeah.
One quick note is that Michelle is an amazing photographer. Check out this shot. Notice how quickly the terrain changes, from a forest to a beach. While we were walking, this amazing sight came upon us. I was able to catch it on video. Michelle caught it with her camera. Check this out.
That's beyond cool.
What an amazing shot. And that just goes to show you, when geocaching, you never know what you're going to find. Absolutely beautiful. After that amazing sight with the Osprey, we moved on to the trail, through the wetlands, onto a very interesting geocache hide. Now, what area are you from, and where area do you like to geocache?
Well, we live in Wilmington, which is right along the Cape Fear River. So we're lucky we have lots of nice watery spots to look for caches.
Now, when you go geocaching, what kind of stuff do you take? How do you prepare? as far as going? Do you just grab and go? What kind of stuff? First aid kit, that's a good one.
We wish sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know, it varies. We're not the most organized.
No.
Would you say?
It's more just like, oh, we need this, we need this, we need this. Let's go.
We definitely bring a poking stick because we've learned the hard way that caches and snakes like to hide in the same places. What else? GPS?
Water bottles.
Water.
Okay, what kind of food and stuff?
Food.
Water.
Water.
Yeah, we're kind of bare bones here.
Yeah.
Water.
No, I usually try and have like a bag of pretzels and some water just in case.
Now this geocaching hide has a lot of background to it. A hermit lived in this World War II bunker and also died in it years ago. So there's the creep factor. Very cool. We just had to investigate the bunker and see then where the geocache was and see if we could actually find that as well.
That's awesome.
As you can see here, the outside, they actually have information about the hermit. I just had to go in and take a look. Let's see what we found. Oh, this is awesome. Holy cow, this is great. Go ahead. After a quick look around, it was time to leave and see if we could find the geocache that was somewhere nearby. Here Charlotte's taking a look, and it looks like she did. She found it. The girls come up to investigate. Let's see what it was. From the looks of it, it looks like it's a pretzel container. Here you can see Michelle with the logbook. After signing it, they trade some swag. Lots of swag to look at. And Catherine puts it back in its place. What a great find.
Yeah, I'll just keep it.
Awesome.
Perfect. Good job. Well, we hope you enjoyed this little adventure with the Fray Girls, and I want to thank personally Michelle, Catherine, and Charlotte for taking us on this fantastic adventure.
Hingeman Acres Canoe Livery and Resort on M33 just north of Mayo, catering to the outdoor enthusiasts. Cabins, canoes, kayaks, rafts, and more. Daytime or overnight trips along the world-famous Asabo River. A family getaway for over 75 years. Well, thanks for joining us off the beaten path on Michigan Magazine. Always a pleasure meeting up here each week. We've got a big summer planned on the road, including an event we call Cowboy Days in northern Michigan. We're bringing cowboy lookalikes from throughout the country to strut their stuff and bring back memories of the Old West and our heroes of that day. And it's all for the love of that time. Cowboys will be appearing to meet, greet, and perform for kids and kids at heart at Parkview Acres in Lupton, Lovewell's Party Store on Sage Lake Road, the city of Clare during a weekend event, and Coopersville, Old West Town, north of Luzerne. Here we'll have not only the cowboys, but shootouts, shooting galleries, fast draw demonstrations, all sorts of free photo ops, all in this Old West town that sprang out of the wilderness and the minds of Spike and Stan, two cowpokes raring to bring back the Old West for kids and kids at heart, when heroes were not so hard to recognize. The events are free and all donations, if any, will go to area charities to feed the hungry and help out those in need. Now here's a kicker. Author and artist Kurt Kolka, along with Michigan Magazine and Coopersville, USA, is producing a collector's old Western comic book with original comics recolorized of Lash LaRue, Tom Mix, and Gabby Hayes, plus a feature on the Lone Ranger because of the Lone Ranger's connection here in Michigan, and a page of all the lookalikes of our 2015 get-together. For more information and to order your copy today, go to thespiritofmichigan.com. This is a very limited edition, and pre-orders for a June release are coming in fast. Now here's today's phrase of the week. Cowboy Days comes to northern Michigan July 3rd, 4th, and the 5th. You know what to do. Have a great week, and we'll see you online and back here next week for another edition of Michigan Magazine. We'd like to thank all those that help keep Michigan Magazine on the road. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare, a winning combination. Cops and Donuts. Experience the beauty, artistry, and taste of northern Michigan. Come to Amish Country Natural Products on Mount Tom Road, north of Mile, just off M33. From arts and crafts to fresh foods and vegetables, all natural, all local, all good. Stop by and get acquainted with Amish Country Natural Products, 1454 North Mount Tom Road, Mile. Something special's cooking, hot and delicious. Indulge yourself at Morning at Maggie's in Bay City. Omelets, frittatas, hotcakes, and more. Make every day special with a stop at Morning at Maggie's for breakfast or lunch on Saginaw in Bay City. Hale Hardware, your do-it-center in Hale, Michigan. Much more than a regular hardware store, providing everything you need for whatever your project is, along with a knowledgeable sales staff to get her done. Serving northern Michigan since 1946. Hale Hardware, south of M65 at Ainsley in Hale.